So today I want to start another painting for my collaboration with a gallery in Belgium, and I already started 3. Today will be the 4th one, and I'm actually starting it fully intuitive, which I'm not always do, but it's a really fun way to start a painting. I do prioritize working with composition and color story first, like really having this initial framework, but sometimes I let go of the frameworks in the beginning and I start with intuition leading the process. So that's what I'm gonna do with this painting, and I'm gonna go pick up my canvas and get straight to work. But before we dive into it, hi, my name is Esther Franchuk. I'm a professional artist, abstract painter, lover of beautiful things, traveler, creative. I make videos about everything around my art studio, tips for artists and collectors, painting tutorials, and so much more. So if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and hit notification bell so you will not miss any of the coming videos. Give me keys, please.
No.
Schlüsse bitte.
Okay, Schluss.
Oh, it's actually cleaner.
It's a clean room.
Possibilities. An unconventional way to start an abstract painting intuitively, just pick one color and one brush and see what you can do with it. So I'm gonna stop painting now, not even because I'm demotivated to continue, I'm really motivated, but mainly because I'm painting today on the hills. That was like the only shoes appropriate for those weather because it's like super wet outside. I don't usually like wearing heels, but I had to today because of the weather, and it's quite a drop to paint on heels because you paint standing. I just gonna quickly review what I have done so far because I feel like it's just really insightful window into my authentic abstract art creation process. This is actually a really unconventional way for me to work on an abstract, and I don't like always work in this way. I really like having a compositional structure in mind. I try to like approach painting with color story in mind, composition in mind, then it's like a really strong backbone for the painting. But for this one and for some paintings in my process, especially when I just want to experiment, I feel like pushing painting a bit further and creating something unconventional. This is a really unconventional way to start an abstract painting, and I basically just pick one color. I chose red because I like red, I gravitate to red. It's not the most selling color palette because it's, I don't know, just red is like a really powerful color, could be misinterpreted. For some people it just appears a bit aggressive, but I like red. It's like powerful, like really striking, bright color for me. So I used it just to try mop up initial composition. When I mean composition, this wasn't any of the compositional principles that I usually use. It was just like really trying to create some kind of grid and try different marks and different just like movement, just like to move brush around, see what naturally, intuitively comes. I just started with many warm colors like orange, yellow, red, and was just trying to feel my way through the painting and just really follow the lead of the brush, of my hand, like just create different weird shapes. I love beginnings for that because they're really forgiving. You can just layer a bunch of paint over and over, and through the layers something starts to emerge. eventually. Sometimes, honestly speaking, it's really okay not to have a plan and not know what to do with a painting further, how to advance it forward, but this is just a really good learning ground to really figure out what you like with abstract art, how you like placing brushstrokes, what kind of movement, what kind of shapes are forming naturally. Like some people really go for geometrical shapes. I used to work a lot with geometrical abstract art back in the college, especially for the subject of composition, and that was fun but a little bit too stiff for me. Now I really gravitate more to those organic shapes and softer transitions. But I just used all of the bright colors for underpainting just to really figure out what I'm gonna do and really trying to build that initial grid. And then I start adding purple because actually as I started working, I felt like this painting would be purple, like mainly like purple as a leading color, purple color palette with some of the pop of yellows or gold towards the end. That's why this initial brighter underpainting was really good, because I like how it peeks through. And most of this gonna be overpainted through the layers, but this shining parts with yellow really give me a little bit more of the idea of where I wanna lead this color palette, because right now it's really bright and there's many colors, and I will start simplifying or like just making it more cohesive as I'm building this color palette. So far it has a good grid, but it doesn't have really strong compositional center or like a compositional, what I would call a compositional framework. There are also parts that are a bit random, and I just did them to experiment and to have fun. This now reminds me of some lizard or a snake with a crazy eyes, so I wanna get rid of it. But I do like the flow of all of those overlapping circles, ovals. So I think I would start building on them a bit further and just introduce a bigger variety of purples and maybe add a little bit darker green and gray. I don't know. Just feel like building around here and making the focal point around this place and then simplifying some of these parts. But I do like that there are some darks that breaking composition in different parts of the painting yet. So now as I build forward, I'm gonna prioritize this part and let go of other parts. But it's just really fun stage, because at this point it could take like multiple directions and it could result in a completely different color palettes and composition. And this is what fun with the intuitive process, that you just really feeling, paving your way through, and you can put as many colors as you like and then just really narrow down the color palette that feels right. I also want to show you another painting that is also for the gallery in Belgium that I just started in one of the recent YouTube videos, and you were able to see me forming a composition for this one. But this one actually went with a specific proven compositional principle and concept. So this one has a more clear framework, and I had a color palette in mind, but really just wanted to show you how this progressed forward. I have been able to work on it basically for the whole last week, just so you have an understanding that it's not just like beginnings and random scribbles and that's like all I'm capable of doing, and that's I just show you a bunch of random beginnings and talk about concept, but then it doesn't go anywhere, because I do work on them further, they do progress, and it's a lot more layers and deep work, concentrated work. So this one I took further, but you can really see that everything that was there from the beginning, the whole compositional framework stayed the same. It really built on top of it, and I did a bunch of things to it. I actually also went with like bright orange all over, just to create a bit more of the contrast and some complementary colors peeking through. But then it started taking too many directions toward orange and red, and I was like, okay, I have to pace myself, and I really wanted to create a blue palette. For that, I really moved away from the oranges and really kept them over here and over there in the underpainting, and I still gonna work more on that, but I really like how all of these bright colors are shining through, but I really was able to build more layers and different shades of the blues and turquoise, because I wanted to be like a little bit landscapey ocean piece. I want to have like this association, so I build it further. Probably gonna keep working in another week or two, but this is like a really good middle stage that shows how through building layers and layers of paint and marks, it still really builds on that same initial composition that I put into that. Also, if you want a more full, deep look into my process, not just beginning stages and middle stages or end stages, but like really no time lapse, like everything is recorded. I have free painting processes available inside my course, Confident Abstracts, where you're able to see different beginnings, both intuitive and also the ones that are based on compositional principles, certain color palettes, and have a little bit more structure for that, because we all are different. Some artists gravitate more to intuitive painting, and it really gives them the freedoms that they need to introduce new colors until it starts feeling more of a sophisticated color palette. Compositional principle, you kind of have a starting point, and then you build on top of it. So you're starting with some kind of point of reference. I'm a strong believer in importance of composition in abstract art, and even though today you were able to see me work intuitively, even possibility of working intuitively comes from a strong background in classical art and just knowing how composition works. Because when you work intuitively, you basically pulling out and like arranging elements in the space in a good way, because you already know what works and what doesn't, which comes with a lot of practice. But I know it's not so easy to start from scratch, and if you don't have a background and you haven't been working so much with composition before, it might feel a little bit confusing and you would not necessarily know where to start. So in my course I share 30 go-to compositional solutions that I found out work perfectly for abstract art. So those are just perfect beginning point if you do want to have a little bit more structure to start with. So if you're interested in learning more, make sure to click the link in the description box down below, where you can find all of the information about it. So here are some key takeaways from my intuitive abstract beginning process. When I start abstract painting intuitively, for me it's really important to have fun in the process. So I really love grabbing art materials that I like, grabbing colors that I like, and then really just hitting those initial brushstrokes, putting these initial marks, just really breaking this white canvas with some color, with some movement. So this is what really makes it exciting. And then as I start, I see like next step unfolding, and then I move and introduce more colors. I see what works, what doesn't. It's really easy to overpaint. If you work with acrylics, with oils, it's a little bit more, you will need more time for that. But I work with acrylics because it dries fast and gives me so many opportunities, and just painting can go anywhere from that point. And then I just start building layer after layer, just brushstroke after brushstroke, and seeing composition naturally forming. And I'm trying to see what forms, what shapes, what kind of movement dominates in the piece and what it wants to be. Then I look that all sides, all parts of the canvas are intertwined. I'm trying to keep in mind that it shouldn't be just one area where I'm trying to make something happen and then there's just too much free space. When I work in the beginning stages, I try to fill up the full surface of the canvas with multiple marks, then to make decisions later on in the process of what actually works from all of this, because I might feel like this is where I want focal point to be, this is where I want everything to lead, but then as I start working and like layering different things, I might discover something else unfold on the other part of the painting, and then it's really good that I painted all over in those first stages, because I can make those decisions later on based on that. And on the topic of color palette, it's pretty much the same as the composition. I am just really throwing different colors in, seeing what colors work together well, what colors don't, and then I elaborate colors that don't work and introduce new colors until it starts feeling more of a sophisticated color palette. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I make way more videos like that. painting tutorials, also tips for artists and collectors, and so much more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Esther, what are you doing? You don't have a toothpick?
I have something stuck in my teeth after breakfast.
I think you need toothpicks.
Maybe.
But brush works.
Brush works, yeah, but gross.
Yeah, it's a bit gross.
It's a bit gross. I wanna go pick up my canvas. And I'm actually starting.
I wrote the guy and we're like, hey, we can paint 6. He's like, no, we take only 4.
Lame. I had a color palette, and I had a color palette. One has